Hey guys, how's it going? ItZMuRdA here, coming at you with a Tuesday video. What's going on? Current events, pretty straightforward, standard stuff. I wanted to get back in touch with you guys because I didn't do my typical Monday, Friday video, and kind of let you guys know what's going on both with me and in PlanetSide and SOE land, things that you actually care about. So I guess first let me just briefly say about myself so you have an idea what's going on. In the past I typically would try to do a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It seemed like it would work best for me with my work schedule and so forth, work best for my viewers, things like that. It just worked out in general for everybody, I think. And that's kind of what I tried to stick to. If there was a reason to, like say a patch came out on a Tuesday or Thursday, I would still do the patch note overview on that Tuesday or Thursday, and maybe I would take the next Wednesday off, or maybe I'd do 4 or 5 videos that week, whatever. I guess it would depend. But anyway, long story short, as you know if you watched the previous video, I have a new job. It is definitely more demanding. I've been very busy, and at the end of the day, I am, and always have been, first and foremost, primarily a streamer, and then secondarily a YouTuber to supplement my streaming channel, and that will probably remain that way for the foreseeable future. I don't see it changing unless all of a sudden I became this YouTube sensation and people decided that they didn't care to watch my stream. But the trend thus far has mostly been that the stream seems to be the most enjoyable thing for both me and you guys, and the YouTube just kind of supplements that for people who maybe can't watch the stream or just want to check out some of my current event type videos like this one to keep them up on what's going on a weekly basis, or some of my more analytical videos like the info ones, the analyze this ones, things like that. So anyway, I said long story short about a minute ago, but this is the long story short. That was the long story. This is the short story. I'm really busy at work, and I wouldn't necessarily rely on Monday, Wednesday, Friday type of updates. I don't know how many of you guys really did in the first place, but I'm going to try to do between like 1 and 3 videos a week. Sometimes it'll be 4. Maybe there's a lot to talk about. There's multiple patches, test server patch, live server patch. I don't know. But I'm going to try for like a 1 to 3 videos a week and just kind of do it on a schedule that seems to work better. Like today I got home a little bit earlier, not as much to do at home when I got home and things like that, and it worked for me to make the video today, whereas yesterday I was really swamped. So forgive me for that, but I really do appreciate your understanding and flexibility in that matter. And if it comes down to, man, I got home, I got 2 hours to do something, it's most often going to be I'm going to just hop on the stream with you guys and hang out and play and have some fun, rather than trying to cram together a video or something like that, and then I didn't have time to do anything else, then the stream doesn't go on for that day, and so on and so on and so on. But anyway, just so you guys know, if you see a delay or a lapse in the YouTube videos, that's probably why. They might be coming out a little bit less frequently. That's not to say that the quality will be sacrificed, but you might just see them less often, or as an alternative, you might still see more videos in a given week, but they might be shorter ones, or they might be simpler ones, or something like that. It's really just a time management concern, and I still want to make sure to prioritize the stream, which of course I need to prioritize real life and whatnot even before that. So that was a hell of a long intro. I'm not taking Rel's advice on how to make YouTube videos at all, but I just wanted to put that out there up front so you guys knew what was going on. And like I said, I do appreciate your understanding. It's not to say that anything's changing long term. When I get back into the swing of things or get used to things and settle in a little bit more, it probably will revert to something like what you're used to. But anyway, the stream, if you don't know, is at ItZMuRdA.com or twitch.tv/ItZMuRdA_TV. I recommend you head on over there, check it out. I do still try to stream every day as much as I possibly can, so we will see you over there. But if you care about what's actually going on this week and in the past week, week 3 of the World Domination Series has ended yesterday, I believe, or essentially the night before, depending on how you look at it. The rewards went out yesterday. It was another 50% EXP boost for 3 days, and TR won, but by a much smaller margin than they had in the previous weeks, and that's pretty much just due to the warp gate rotation, if nothing else. So it's definitely still anybody's game. I've seen days where VS has come out ahead, specific situations where I've looked at it where NC has been ahead, so it is still anybody's game for week 4 and 5. It's probably going to be really hard to beat the TR overall, but you guys can certainly still claim some individual week victories if you're playing VS or NC. So if you happen to log in TR, at any time between these dates, September 30th and October 6th, you should have a boost that you can redeem on any character. And as a reminder, for the next 2 weeks, if you log on to Winning Empire during that week, even for a minute, you'll get a boost that you can redeem on any of your characters. So it's worth doing, at least while the system functions like this. There's also some news on the optimization front. It's a few days old now. The OMFG episode 3 with Alex Hoffman, or Muldoon, came out, and it talked about the bot client and things like that he personally works with. It's definitely worth a watch. They're only 4.5 minutes long, or about that, a few minutes long in general. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'll put the link in the description. I definitely recommend that you guys check it out. It's pretty cool with the AV team and all of that, and the developers, programmers, and designers, and so forth. Take the time to put these types of things together to let us know what's going on, kind of behind the scenes during the massive optimization patch undertaking effort, I guess. So that's there. Make sure you check it out. And if you haven't watched episode 1 or 2, you can as well. I'm sure there'll be more episodes to come of that. We did talk about the optimization update that Matt Higbee posted and Maggie reposted probably a couple weeks back, but it's worth mentioning that the tentative date of October 9th for the first major optimization patch being completed and showing up on public test is tomorrow. So I don't know if they're still on schedule for that, but I thought I'd just give a reminder that you might see that some major changes to optimization going to test in the near future, and then ideally to live in the next 2 weeks or so. So again, these are tentative dates, and what they were shooting for. And this is the first. It's still a major optimization update, but the first that they're going to be pushing out. And I'm not sure if in between, the first and the second update, we will see some more content changes. I believe, as they started to say on one of the episodes of either FNO or one of the other nightly ops, that some members of the team are beginning to migrate back towards non-optimization efforts, working on Amurish, Lattice, and so forth, when they aren't really needed. Their skills aren't really needed for optimization anymore. So I don't know if we'll start to, if we're going to see, say there's 3 optimization patches, if we're going to see 1 in October, 1 in November, 1 in December, and that's it, and there's like no new content for months, or if we're going to see this patch on October 23rd, hopefully, and then maybe a few weeks following that we'll see a content patch, and then maybe a few weeks following that we'll see another optimization patch. I'm not really sure. I don't think that has been said, or at least what the plan is for that. But I'm curious to know. I hope to see some new content kind of mixed in, as long as it's ready and it can be done without compromising the optimization efforts. So we'll see how that develops, but be on the lookout for this stuff on the test, and then following up on a live server in the near future. They've recorded, or reported I should say, some really great results so far. So especially if you've had some trouble running the game in the past, and I imagine most people have at some point or another, you'll want to log back in. If you haven't played in over 6 months, I don't know why you'd be watching the video, but if you haven't, or if you never played at all and just knew that your computer couldn't handle it, and you want to start up, definitely look into the recruit code. I have a video on it. You feel free to ask in the comments if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's also linked, like always, in the Twitch title on my stream, as well as if you scroll down that big orange play free button, it'll take you there. Get yourself some free stuff for signing up or for returning to the game. It's definitely a good time to do so. So be on the lookout for it. Check it out. And another thing you may have seen last week, small test patch. These are the types of like hotfix patches or so forth that we saw, I believe, a couple weeks ago. They usually come with like new depot items, player studio items as well. None of that is really listed in here, but I would be surprised if it didn't come out with some of the awesome player studio things that we've seen T-Ray and Taylor posting on Twitter lately. And you also will note the warp gate rotation. So it's likely that this patch, I would say, is going to hit this week, or at least sometime before the end of the World Domination Series preseason, so as to allow for yet another warp gate rotation, so that all empires had a shot at that Northern Indar warp gate and whatnot during the preseason. So this patch could also be tomorrow, given the typical Wednesday patch schedule. That is entirely possible. That would be my guess, but I haven't heard for sure. It is on the public test server right now. It's a pretty small patch to update some spawn options, rotate the warp gates, fix a few things, and most importantly, the game not crashing after you exit it, which has been happening. I'm kind of miss it a little bit, but I'll be glad that it's gone. That's been happening for like a year. So anyway, look out for this patch, hopefully coming with some Player Studio items as well. There was some really awesome looking stuff in there, so if you're a Player Studio person, keep doing that great work. And hopefully we'll see this tomorrow or the day after, sometime soon. Lastly, but not least, of course, our friends over at Community Clash. Be sure to tune in general, weekly, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, if you don't already. They are doing a special EU edition this week on Sunday instead of Wednesday. In the middle of the day for us, 12 Central, it's 6 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what other time zones to give you. 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain. And they're doing it with 252nd Spec Ops and Deathwatch Gaming, or 252V and DWG if you know their alpha tags. That was kind of bizarre. And instead of Derringer and Nox doing the casting this time around, Kid Riot and Maggie Leperza are going to be the guest casters for the episode. So that's pretty cool, and you know, it's kind of a nice spin on what we've seen. Got some EU love in there, a different time and day maybe for people who had trouble tuning in Wednesday night, and we've also got some familiar but new official casters for this particular episode. I might be casting an episode in the near future as well, but I'll talk about that in another video when I know more specific details. But be sure you tune in at 1 p.m. Eastern this Sunday, October 13th, for this match, and check it out and give these guys some love. And that's pretty much it. There's a bit of rambling. I know there's some people that don't like that, but I like this stream of consciousness. This just kind of like going off, you know, what's in my head, what I got to talk about. I put some tabs up basically as my approach to these types of videos, things that I want to remember to mention, and then I just kind of go off with it. So yeah, there was enough content out there that I wanted to talk about. Plus, I had a little bit extra time today after I got home, so I wanted to put this out there for you guys. And like I said, again, my apologies about any delays or lapses in YouTube videos or inconsistencies, but I will try to bring you guys at least one video a week, even if it's just a current events, for any of you that don't check all of the forums and all of the Reddits and all of the everything and don't necessarily know what's going on in the community. I try to at least bring you guys that at least once a week, and some weeks when I'm busy, maybe that's all I'll be able to put on YouTube, and other weeks maybe I'll get a few other videos out there. So definitely still going to be active over here. Don't think that I won't. I just wanted an explanation if you didn't see a whole video for an entire week, just so you knew what the hell was going on. But that aside, I will still, you know, be streaming as much as I possibly can. That's not getting compromised at all. I plan on still streaming every day as much as I, you know, humanly possibly can, as much as I can with my work schedule and so forth. So make sure to check out and follow the stream over at ItZMuRdA.com or twitch.tv/ItZMuRdA_TV if you don't already, because even if there's, you know, one less YouTube video a week or something like that for a little while, like I said, the streaming effort will not be compromised. I do a lot of Q&A over there. I answer every question that's asked as long as, you know, I can. It's not a ridiculous question and I happen to see it, which I try to read all of the chat. I do some live commentary to give you guys an idea of what I did and why I did it, and what I could have thought, you know, that the enemy could have done better or different or things like that. So it's a lot of fun. That's really where my primary efforts are. If you've only watched my YouTube videos in the past, you're definitely missing out on that component. So if you can tune in, that would be great. And I'm gonna stop talking now. So I will see you guys around. Thank you so much for the understanding, and enjoy PlanetSide. We'll see you around, guys.